So we went ahead, we created the technology, we used it with athletes. It had miraculous results. Athletes were breaking world records, personal records. They couldn't believe the recovery times were radically less. They'd work out and be recovered in 15 minutes instead of overnight. If they had a hard workout, instead of taking 2 days to recover, they'd be recovered in 8 hours. And so we saw all these amazing things happening. One of our athletes goes on a 100-mile bike race. She gets the product. This is before we had it branded. I just sent her product out of the lab. I really like her and her husband. She was an Army captain, combat veteran. Her husband was an Army colonel. And so I sent her product for this 100-mile race. First day she tried it was on Wednesday when she got it, and she did a 30-minute sprint on her bike in record time. Next day, she did a 35-mile run on her bike in record time. The big race started on Saturday, 100-mile race. And first 35-mile leg, she once again broke her personal record. Next leg, 2 miles into the next leg, 2 or 3, she gets in an accident. Her bike goes end over end. She hits the pavement so hard it breaks the helmet. And she gets a very severe concussion, and she's knocked out and hospitalized. But her face hit the pavement at 22 miles an hour. Ryan, how can I? Oh, Ryan, you have to do that. Can you? Okay. If you can expand that face. So on Sunday, that's the day after the wreck, you can see that. Well, plastic surgeon comes into her room, says that's going to take 5 weeks to heal, and then wait a month. And after it's had a month of healing, 1 to 2 months, then come see me and we'll work on the scarring. Well, she gets home and she thinks, hey, this stuff is nano. She applied it to a cotton ball, put it on her wounds. That's on Tuesday night. So that's first topical application. She did 3 applications on Thursday. So Tuesday to Thursday. Friday, she did 3. Saturday, she did 3. And by Sunday, lo and behold, her face has not a mark, not a scar. I have sold hundreds of millions of dollars in skincare. I had Cher on skincare. I had Christy Brinkley on skincare. I had Kathy Lee Gifford on skincare. For those of you that are old enough, I even had Angie Dickinson on all these are different lines that we created. Skincare, it's hard to get good before and afters, next to impossible. You can do it on makeup and hair, but skin's really hard, which is why you never see them on skincare commercials. Well, I put some in spray bottles. Can you go to the middle picture, Ryan? And I sent some to this lady who was 59 at the time, told her to spray her face 5 times a day. In 7 weeks, you can see the results, better than Botox. I sent them to a friend of mine who used to be my formulator. He was president of the American Society of Cosmetic Chemists, and he was a senior vice president with a company that makes Botox. I sent him that before and after, and he said, Steve, I've never seen anything like this. He had been in skincare for 40 years. He said, that is amazing. Well, she gives it to her mother, who's 80 years old, and in 3 weeks, spraying 4 times a day, you can see the difference it made with her mom. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've got the greatest breakthrough in skincare ever. Let's see the next one. Normally Ryan's right next to me and he's just clicking away, but there's some hands. That's a 59-year-old or what? Yeah, 15. Okay. He's going, okay, those are my hands. And I decided to spray my right hand, but not spray my left hand 3 to 4 times a day for 7 weeks. And you can see the difference in the wrinkle size, the depth, the color of the skin is much brighter, the texture of the skin much smoother. And I used to, anytime we'd have people come to the office, I'd show them my hands. We sent some to a clinic in El Salvador. One of her patients was this young 15-year-old who says he considered himself a freak, just always humiliated. That's called cystic acne. Normally an oral antibiotic might take care of that in as quick as 12 to 14 months because it's the hardest kind of acne to deal with. They don't have that in the country he's in. She gave him a bottle of our spray, told him to spray 3 times a day. And the pictures, the top left picture is day 1, top right picture is 1 month, bottom picture left is 2 months, then 3 months, 4.5 months is the last picture. There's nothing in the world that can do that. Next picture. Okay, that's adult acne. That was gone in 1 month. Not bad. That's from a dermatologist we work with in New York. Okay, that's the worst case of plaque psoriasis I've ever seen. The lesions are elevated. That's really difficult. This man's had that his whole adult life and nothing's gotten rid of it. 1 month of spraying and 1 month of swishing our products, and you can see the result. That's unheard of. Next. That's more, okay. The one on the right is more like most lesions that are talked about in commercials where they say in 16 weeks, 90% of the people see a clearing of their skin. They're talking about that kind. Well, you can see that. That's 2 weeks. There is a wound that was surgery. That's an incision. And as you can see, by day 35, not only is it healed, but there's no scarring taking place. Surgeon was amazed. This is a 3rd-degree burn. 3rd-degree burns normally don't grow new skin. His dad is one of our major shareholders and called me and said, we have to change his dressing once a day. Can we spray it? We go back to see the burn doctor on Saturday or Monday rather. And he said, he told us that that's when he's going to determine what grafting has to take place. Well, they unwrap the arm and it's covered with red dots. And turns out the mom, Kathy, our dear friend, said, she said, oh my God, the doctor gasped. And she said, is that an allergic reaction? And he said, no, those are skin pods. He said, he's growing new skin. I've never seen a 3rd-degree burn grow new skin. Well, after 7 weeks, spraying once a day, his arm was completely healed without any grafting. So that's kind of the breakthrough. It's because we have radically increased the bioavailability to levels nobody ever imagined, and cellular utilization. Whenever you read an ingredient on anything, you got to think, okay, what's the bioavailability? Is it going to be accepted by the cell? And will the cell accept a form of it that it can utilize? And the answer is, with us, yes.
All of us stand in amazement. Folks, we've been with companies that grew fast, but nothing like this. I thought the days of this kind of growth in network marketing were done because of the online giants. With Me Too products, you can't get much traction. That's why it's great. Steve mentioned it. They have their own reactor. It's all in-house and it's a trade secret, which is brilliant. Better to do that, and that just shows how savvy Steve Scott is. Better to do that than to patent it, because if you patent something, you have to reveal your formulation and how you do it, and people can access that. So it's very, very smart what he's doing, and we're a part of this. This is taking on a life of its own, like none of us have ever experienced, because it's everything lined up that we've ever looked for in a company. All right here, right now, at a time that everyone on this planet needs it more than ever. Everyone is out there wondering what to do to keep themselves stronger for whatever come what may. Glutathione doesn't get any better than that. We were on with a holistic health practitioner on a 3-way this morning, and she was asking all the same questions I had. Glutathione, how are you getting it in the body? She was saying how amazing it is. Wow, you must be experiencing all of these amazing benefits, because she knew right down the list what this meant. But how can you get it in the body? She knew that no one was effectively doing it. Even the IV glutathione isn't that effective. But what we have in the blood instantly and in the cells in 70 seconds, because of this proprietary technology. Let that sink in. Once this word really gets out, you can see it on these Zooms. It's getting out. People are being attracted to this like crazy. But once it really gets out in a few months, we're at the beginning. We're on the threshold of great things. And like Steve said, you'll have friends all around the world because of what's happening right now. So don't hesitate. Get back to the person that told you about this. Don't waste any time. This is happening with or without you. And it's better with you. We're having fun, we're helping people, and we're loving life.